In the village of Lisovitsia, silence did not appear suddenly. It crawled slowly, like a fog that first falls on the lowlands and then rises higher, enveloping the roofs, windows, and human faces. Maria Kovalchuk was the first to wake up dumb. She got up still dark, out of habit. The stove was barely warming. The night was looking out the window, which did not want to retreat. Maria wanted to call her husband to help bring firewood, but instead of words, only a dry breath came out of her throat. She tried again. Nothing. Maria hit her chest in fear, cleared her throat, opened her mouth wider, and felt as if her throat was empty. It didn't hurt. Not hell. It's just... nothing happened. When the man woke up, she explained with gestures, cried, shook his sleeve. At first he laughed, thinking she was joking. But when he realized that she really couldn't make a sound, his face turned gray. By lunchtime, there were already 3 mute people in the village. By the evening 7, and at night they heard singing for the first time. The hut stood in the forest, behind the old road, which no one had walked for a long time. Once upon a time there lived a herbalist, so the old people said. Then someone said she was dead. Others went deeper into the forest. The third is that it never existed. But the hut stood. At night, singing poured from her. Not a song, no. It was a choir. Dozens of voices merged together, but at the same time alien to each other. Male, female, senile, child. They didn't sing words, only pulled the sounds that made their way under the skin. People woke up from that singing with cold sweat on their backs. The windows were closed, but it seemed that the voices were just in the house. And in the morning someone woke up again dumb. I came to the forest on the 3rd day. I am a paramedic. I was called because people stopped talking. When I heard it on the phone, I thought of poisoning, hysteria, mass psychosis. I didn't believe in witches. I believed in the reasons. The first person I looked at was Maria. She sat on the bench with her arms folded and looked at me with big, empty eyes. The throat is clear. Connections are goals. The reaction is normal. No physical damage. Try to say ah, I asked. She opened her mouth. Silence. But at that moment, I felt like I heard. Not her voice. It was as if something was whispering somewhere in the back of the room. I turned around abruptly. No one. You. I started, but I fell silent. It suddenly became difficult for me to speak. It was as if the air in the room had become thicker. I went outside and took a deep breath. Self-suggestion, he said to himself. I didn't sleep that night. The song began at exactly midnight. Quiet at first. It's like the wind is swinging dry leaves. Then the voices became clearer. They rolled in waves, and in each of them I heard something familiar. One voice was like my mother's laughter. The other is the whisper of the woman I once loved. I plugged my ears, but the singing didn't disappear. He didn't sound from the outside. It sounded inside the head. The next day, 5 more became dumb. The village was literally silent. People walked, looked at each other, wrote words with sticks on the sand, gestured. The panic was growing. Old Anna, the only one who could still speak, said what everyone feared. It's her, Voice Eater. She told a legend that she had heard from her grandmother. Once upon a time, there lived a witch in these forests who did not have her own voice. She was born dumb, and people laughed at her, chased her, threw stones at her. She went to the forest and learned to take what she was missing, voices. She collected them as others collect herbs, stored in cans, in pots, in her own body. And at night, She released, and they sang for her. When the choir is full, whispered Hannah, she will be able to speak, and those whose votes she took away will never say a word again. That same evening, Anna woke up dumb. I went to the forest alone. I didn't know why. Maybe he wanted to prove to himself that this is all nonsense. Maybe something else has already led me. The hut stood where they said, skewed, black from time to time, with windows that looked like empty eyes. The door was open. It was dark inside, but the singing, quiet, muffled, was heard even during the day. I took a step, and I heard my name. My name was sung by dozens of voices. I rushed to run away. That night, I woke up because I couldn't breathe. She sat on her chest, thin, with long gray hair that fell like a web. The face is made of wax, without wrinkles, without expression. And the mouth, her mouth was sewn with black threads. She leaned closer and touched my neck with cold fingers. I wanted to scream, and he screamed. But the sound didn't leave me. He broke out of her chest. My voice, distorted, polyphonic. I woke up. My throat hurt. I tried to say something, and I couldn't. I'm writing this now, scratching the words on paper, because I can't speak anymore. There is no more singing in the village, because all the voices are now in the hut. I heard something else tonight. Not a choir. One voice. She spoke. And when she learns to speak completely, she will come for those who are still reading. To read also means to hear.